Hello guys, it's me Trendless and I'm back with yet another vehicle test, and this time we are able to test the all new Nio EL8, the brand new 6-seat of Nio. The vehicle is 5 meters long, it has a massive amount of space. We're gonna go for a way around so you can see it from all angles, and I must say, for an SUV it absolutely looks great. We're gonna first start checking out the boot. Now, this is the standard boot you have. It looks very small, but this is only if you use all 6 seats. You can easily unfold these seats by pressing these buttons. And now the boot is way bigger. As you can see, plenty amount of space. If you need more space, you can even move the second line a bit more forward. But you got plenty of space. Here's my little working equipment in, and also you got more under this space here, where you can also hide, for example, loading cables and so in the trunk. And all you gotta do is, if you want to move these up again, press the same button here again, and it goes electric up. Let's say you have something really heavy and the car is pretty high and you want to put it inside. All you got to do is press this button and the active air suspension is gonna lower the car. Now it's very easy. You have an even part in the boot, in the trunk. You can just easily lift stuff in and put enormous stuff in. To close it, just click on the electric button, and now I'm gonna move inside. Going into the second row now. The car is going up again after we lowered it, and now we're in the interior in the second line of the Nio EL8. Quality material feels very good. Nothing cheap here. It all feels really good. You got leather here, you got leather here. Got the nice ambient lighting going on here, speakers. Also got the 7.14 surround system. Quality is really good. Got a massive panoramic roof, which you can open quite a bit. And what is really cool is a very specific feature. It's only available in the executive line of the car. You can choose between 2 lines, standard and executive, and you get a little fridge. Yes, you have a little fridge. And in the second row, all you gotta do is you tap to unlock this. Now you go to the fridge symbol and say open fridge. And then it's gonna open a little fridge for you. And I got myself a little Coke there. And let me tell you, it is absolutely cold. You can put it to 0 degrees, but you can also, if you want to, you can also, instead of cooling, you can warm it up to 50 degrees. Although that's obviously what we don't want to do right now. So we stick to the cooling process. You can also go up to 5 degrees, depending on what you like and what you really need right now. Now I'm gonna put it back. To close it, all you gotta do is you need to put it inside yourself again like this. And that's pretty much it. Over this little touchscreen, you can also go for other stuff like heating up your row, starting a massage, relax, or ventilation. You also got the control over music. Now I don't have music obviously on. And you can also click to, for example, fold the passenger seat or reject it, which is very cool. Moving on, the space. I am 181 and I have a massive amount of space to the front row. I can also put my legs under the seat. Right now the seat in front, the driver's seat, is on my position. And also of headroom I still have. It is quite a bit. Literally. Even if you're 190 to 2 meters, you shouldn't have any problems sitting in here. Amazing. The seats feel really cool. And also that you are able to use massage, heating and ventilation in the back is an absolute enormous plus point. So in the meantime, I moved to the other passenger seat, and what I want to show you now is, what you can also do is, you can click on the middle console. Let me see, here's the button. And it will open up a little trunk where you can put in your smartphone. You have up to 3 possible ways to charge your mobile phone wirelessly. You have 1 space, so in total you have 3 spaces for actively charging 3 phones. You also got cup holders over here, and if you want to retract this, you just click here again. Now I'm gonna open the door quick, which you do here by pressing this button, and I want to show you something really cool if you just want to relax. Now if you press on this button, what it will do, it will go for a super comfortable position. The front seat will go forward, and this one will apply a lying position that you can relax. It will automatically open the part below the seat where you can rest your legs on, and it will make it absolutely comfortable, and you literally feel completely luxurious. Like if I'm sitting down here now, oh, this is great. This is absolutely fantastic. I can charge this, for example, or if I just want to relax in the second row, it's not stopping the driver. He can perfectly see in the mirror. It's not affecting him a lot. And it's super duper relaxing. You literally feel like a little king in the back here. And I give definitely thumbs up. This is super comfortable. This is amazing. You really luxurious feeling here. Having then again also the fridge here, and being able to charge your phone, control the seats, ventilation, massage, everything from the back is absolutely amazing, and the top-notch feeling. Good. Now I'm walking outside. If you want to use the last row, all you gotta do is you press the button here, and it will go super fast electric wise forward. And now we're gonna go on the last 2 seats. Remember, it's a 6-seater. And we press the button again, then it will go back into its position. Now in the third row, just like me right now, there is still a little bit of space left, but it's gonna be very close. So if you're above 1.80 m, the last 2 seats are really nothing for you. It's still amazing considering how many seats we have. We have 6 in total here. That even on these ones, me with 1.81 m for a short duration. It's not the most comfortable. Obviously, those in front of us are far more superior in that area. But in general, very good. You still got a lot of space. Like even if another person sits here, you still have a bit of space here left. And if you want to leave the area, you just press on this button. You just press on this button, sorry. This one is for making it more comfortable in the back, and you can instantly leave. Leaving is very easy, the entry is pretty big. Now we're gonna press on the button again, and it goes back into standard position. Now we're gonna move forward to the driving position. Again, from the back perspective, absolutely amazing. The space, the whole quality, interior quality, everything feels very good. No cheap material seen. And let's move to the front. Now we are in the front seating position. We got very nice materials here. Again, just like in the back. Head-up display in front here. Once we're gonna start, you can see it there. Head-up display. We also got nice information about our battery over here, how fast we're going, music, and we got the central hub with Naomi in the front. You can see her blinking. I'm gonna go onto her system in a bit once we're driving. But basically, here the home button, you can control everything. Can click here, you can see the last consumption over the last 10 kilometers, where we were going with 17.4 kilowatt hours, which is pretty low. We were driving mostly in the city, but on the test soon, on the test in a bit, we're gonna go on the city. We're gonna drive a bit on the highway and then drive over the city back. Overall, here again, we got here the gear lifter going forward, parking and reverse. Got the warn blinkers here, lock button for the doors. And here you can adjust all the stuff in the infotainment system. You can adjust stuff like, for example, driver's assistance. You can go, if you want to have a speed limit of speed mode, how far you want to go, for example. You can also adjust Naomi, which language you want to have as well. Right now I switched to English because obviously for this video it doesn't make sense to show you German system. Hey Naomi.
Hi there.
Show me the language settings.
Here are the language settings.
Here.
Please proceed manually.
And she brings us instantly to the language settings where I could switch back to German. Then the system would be in German or whatever language you need. So that's very, very good. She also can do really good stuff. Like she can really adjust stuff to the perfection. Hey Naomi.
Yes.
Open the right front window 50%.
Okay.
So what we basically did now is opening the window for literally 50%, which is absolutely amazing. I can of course also say open the window full, close it, activate climate control. You can pretty much control everything with it. Hey Naomi?
Hi there.
Close the window please.
It's already closed.
Hey Naomi?
Hello.
Close the right front window please.
Okay.
Ah, there we go. We had to say it's the right window. Good. Hey Naomi?
Hi there.
Switch to sport mode.
No problem.
And now the car would be in sport mode. It would show it during the drive better than right now standing here, but it's still great that you can easily switch it like this. Hey Naomi?
Hello.
Switch to comfort mode.
No problem.
Good, now we're in comfort mode. You might hear a plane in the background, but considering how low the volume in here is, it's crazy. The whole noise reduction in the car is really good. I think we have double-proof glass here, makes it really silent. Of course, electric engine, you barely hear it, if at all, but the whole outside noise is reduced to a minimum, and it just feels quality-wise really good. Now, moving from all this stuff here, we also got a massive panoramic roof that you can obviously open. And in general, there's nothing you miss on this car. It feels super luxurious. It feels fully blown while driving. You will notice the suspension while driving is really good. We got an air suspension on here with 22-inch wheels. The 22-inch wheels cost extra though. Standard wise, you get the car with 20-inch wheels, which I personally would recommend you. First of all, you got a bit more range, and second of all, I think they're a bit too big. I know people like big wheels on their cars, but I would go with the 20 just for the extra range, and you don't really need something better. To the car itself, the specs are 653 horsepower, 0 to 100 if you want, 2.6 ton SUV in 4.1 seconds. The range WLTP is with the small 75 kilowatt battery 390 kilometers, and with the big 100 kilowatt battery it's up to 510 kilometers. Now obviously it heavily depends where you drive. In the city these values seem realistic. If not, you can exceed them again. On the highway, obviously, if you drive 130 or more, they're just you should end up with 400 kilometers roundabout. Again, we'll see the consumption once we go on the highway. One more thing I want to say is what makes Nio really special over most other EV car companies is they're building right now a network of battery swap stations. Basically, what it means is when you're driving through the country, instead of charging your vehicle, which it can do really fast, as far as I know, it's 20 minutes from 10% to 80. I might be wrong. It's either 25 minutes or 20 minutes from 10 to 80%, which is it's really fast. You can swap the battery station at the Nio battery swap stations. Now, to use it, you need to rent the battery. You cannot buy it fully. If you buy the car, it starts at 82,000 euros, but it's pretty much full. You can change the rims, the interior, if you want the fridge or not. But other than that, the car is completely full. You can either choose to rent the battery, the small one, for 169 euros per month, or you can buy the big one, rent the big one for 298 euros per month. If you buy the battery completely, then you pay 12,000 euros extra. If you buy the big battery completely, it's 21,000 euros extra. I personally wouldn't recommend buying them, because if you do so, you cannot use the battery swap stations. There are not a lot in Germany yet, but they're constantly building up the network. And basically, if you rent the whole battery, what it means is you can use these swap stations and swap. If, let's say, you have 15% left, and you, instead of charging, you want to swap it, you drive to a swap station, and in 5 minutes you will get an up to 80 to 90% full battery again, and can keep driving. Also, you're not really owning the battery, which means while it's not yours personally, you can always get the newer generations. There's already newer generations of batteries from Nio coming, and next year approximately will also be the 150 kilowatt battery coming, which will get an enormous boost on the range. And basically what it means is you will be able to use all kind of batteries in the swap station. Meanwhile, if you own it, you can only charge the car, because due to the regulations and the rules, once you buy a battery, it's yours. So you cannot switch that for different batteries in the swapping station, and you would need to charge it always on your own. The plus side is, if you own it, you don't need to pay the monthly fee. And obviously the charging is really good. The downside is it is quite an investment. We're talking about 12k or 21k, 21,000 euros, which means if you rent them effectively, you can drive 6 to 7 years. I don't know the exact numbers now, before the rent is actually reaching the buying price of the battery. And the plus side is you will always get the newer batteries. You always have batteries that are in perfect condition, and you don't have to really care about what is happening to your own battery. So you have to choose what you prefer. Both things have some pros and cons. I personally would rent the battery in this case. I hope you liked this little interior review, and now we're gonna go to the driving. See you. So, welcome to the drive. First of all, what I notice is the suspension is really soft. And even the biggest bumps will be, thanks to the air suspension, feel like nothing. Ride is very smooth. Let's see if we can go past here. The camera system will say something. Good, we have enough space. It actually shows me the numbers away from each object. It literally tells you with all the cameras around. It has over 33 sensors, multiple camera sensors, as well as a LiDAR system, and basically it is able to tell me the actual distances to objects if I come too close. It will also automatically activate the cameras if I go too close to an object, to help me if I can fit through or need to reverse and so on, which is very nice. Again, for the first 2 seats in the front as well as the seats in the back, you also, in the 2 seats in the back, you got also heated, ventilated and massaged seats. You can either turn it on in the menu, or you can ask Nomi to help you. Hey Nomi.
Hey.
Activate my seat ventilation.
On it.
Oh, that feels so good. That feels so good, guys. Hey Naomi,
Hello.
stop the seat ventilation, please.
Done.
Hey Nomi,
Hey,
please activate the air conditioning.
no problem.
And aircon is on. It's crazy. She reacts so fast. Nomi, please increase the aircon. Hey Nomi,
Hi there.
please increase the air conditioning.
Okay, the temperature has been adjusted higher.
It's crazy. You can also lower it, of course, or putting it up. Here. And of course, if you want a massage, you can ask her as well. You can also control all the windows or open them manually. You also have a bit less physical buttons than I would like to, but the ones that you need, you have as physical buttons, as the gear lever. If you want to switch lanes, the indicators are still with a button. The wipers are with a button. Opening the windows are with buttons. So you still have quite some buttons left, and that's really important for me, for example, because I hate nothing more than trying to indicate with a touchscreen or have some weird buttons here for doing it. So the general most important buttons are still physical. And if you really don't know what to press or find in the infotainment system, you always can ask Naomi. She will help you, and she will answer super rapidly and fast, which is great. The whole system works really fluent. It reacts directly onto stuff. The only downside you have is you cannot use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Nio uses their own system. But you can still easily connect your phone, so that's not a big problem either. Now we're gonna drive outside the city. We're gonna quickly go for a little highway run, see how it performs there, and then drive back into the city. What you heard right now is the warning indicator if you go above speed limit, even if it's just 1 kilometer. But Nio showed me you can easily put that off. So basically what you do is you go on the car, then you go to driver's assistance, and there you have it already, speed limit notification, overspeed alert. You can put it off and the car will not say anything anymore. Super easy, not complicated at all. And now we're off to the highway. Steering feels pretty decent. You do feel connected to the road while gliding. The comfort level is on an insane level. With the air suspension on comfort, you're actually gliding over the ground, but you still feel like you have the control, and the steering does react, even in comfort mode, pretty well. Of course, once you go to sports mode, the suspension is getting stiffer and the steering will get more direct. Hey Naomi,
Hi there.
show me the driving modes.
Unfortunately, I don't have the answer to your question now. Please check the user manual.
Let me check it here real quick. It's this button, sorry. I'm still new to the car as well. So basically, if you want to switch the driving modes, you press on a button here, and here you can choose between comfort, eco, where you of course drive more efficiently. The car is reacting slower. Even if you go full throttle, you're not gonna go that fast to save the range. But basically, what you can doing here, you can choose between the mode Sport, Sport Plus, and they all have different power outputs. If I go on Sport Plus, the car has the full 653 horsepower to its disposal, and it will go from 0 to 100 in 4.1 seconds, which is for a 2.6 ton 6-seat SUV an absolute insane and crazy value. Another thing you can do is you can customize, and here in the customize option you can put on literally everything from recuperation to suspension to how the steering works, acceleration, and so on, and you can really personalize your own setting to make the perfect car out of it for you. Good. We're gonna be soon on the highway, and I'll see you when we're there. Good. Welcome back, guys. We are close to the highway. One thing I wanted to say before we are going on the highway is not only does this vehicle has 6 seats, as you've seen already, but also it can tow up to 2,000 kilograms. So basically 2 tons, which means you will be able to transport quite a lot of stuff. You will be able to tow quite a lot of stuff if you, for example, have a horse or something and need to go to a different spot. You will be able to tow it without any problems, which is not that common for EVs. A lot of EVs cannot tow high amount of weight, but this one can do it up to 2 tons, which is quite a lot. Good. We are now on the highway, guys, so let's see how the actual acceleration feels like. I hope the camera is gonna hold, and we're gonna reach a no speed limit part on the Autobahn soon. Hey Nomi,
Yes.
deactivate air conditioning.
Alright, I've turned it off for you.
So basically what the Nio employees told me is that if I want to go fast to Sport Plus and not click here, what I can do is I can hold the 2 buttons on the outside of the steering wheel and it will go into Sport Plus. And now it's in Sport Plus. Oh yeah, that feels fast. That was from 80 to 130, and the pull was quite strong. 120, still super smooth ride. Now the steering is way more stiff, suspension also, but not uncomfortable. 160, very, very, very good. Still not really loud. You can talk normally to a person. Barely any wind noise for the speed. In all honesty, you feel like you are in not in that big of a car. The car is limited on 200, but that was really bloody fast. Super stable. For how high the car is, it feels super stable and connected to the road. Not bad. Not bad at all. The LiDAR and all the cameras are seeing all the different cars in front of me animated. And I could go for an adaptive cruise control, which will adjust to the speed. But we don't do that right now. You barely feel like you're affected by the wind. Of course, it is a massive car, but control at high speeds feels pretty good. Suspension is doing its best. I can feel it's harder, but again, not uncomfortable, but definitely more connected than comfort. brakes also feel very good and responsive. Not too harsh, but if you need them, they do pull. If you want to overtake. Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. If you want to overtake somebody, this thing has even power on high speeds. And we're gonna go off the next lane already. There was enough of a test, but it feels really, really comfortable and bloody fast on the autobahn. Of course, for energetic reasons, you want to drive mostly 130 kilometers an hour and lower. So if you keep the speed up, you will lose quite a lot of battery power. Although I'm still surprised, since I got the car, we barely used 5% of the battery power, and I've driven from the center out to Hamburg, to the countryside, back, then into the city again a bit, and now on the highway. Hey Naomi, show me the consumption.
On this page, you can find some energy consumption info. Just swipe right or left.
Let's see.
For the consumption curve, you can also switch between the tabs 10 kilometers and 100 kilometers.
So if I go on the last 100 kilometers that the car has been driven, where I'm probably like 30-40-ish kilometers from, we got an average value of 23.7 kilowatt hours. Remember, this car has a 100 kilowatt battery, where the netto capacity should be around 90 kilowatts, if I'm not mistaken. So you can easily reach 400 kilometers and a tiny bit more. Now, of course, if you drive this fast on the highway, the consumption will go up. And currently it's showing the last 10 kilometers 26 kilowatt hours. Mainly the accelerations are showing really high. What the real value will be, that needs to be shown. I do like that it shows the last 10 kilometers though, because this is perfect for our test. And we're gonna go onto the highway again. To summarize what we have experienced here, or what I have experienced so far here, is absolutely amazing build quality, smooth ride, extremely stable for such a massive car, even at high speeds, which I'm kind of surprised for, because whenever I drove SUVs in my life, most of them, the standard ones, Subaru Forester for example, they did feel a bit too not smooth, but not really connected on high speeds. And this one really does press you down, so you do feel extremely stable even on higher speeds. Now, you cannot compare it obviously to a sedan or a sports car. It is massive, it's quite high, but for what it is, it definitely feels very, very good on higher speeds as well. Now we are back on the highway again. Let's see, we're still in Sports Plus mode. Good. The pinging sounds you hear here is sometimes warning me about other cars coming somewhere, which is good. You can turn off the modifications as well, so it's just showing it for you. But in that case, I do actually like it because it's a really massive car, even if it doesn't feel that massive, like besides the interior space, but for the driving, it doesn't feel that big actually. Now I'm gonna keep going on 120 kilometers an hour, and I'm trying to hold the speed. Okay, it shows me 22 kilowatts. Not too bad. Not too bad for a massive car like this. 22 kilowatts while holding roughly 120 kilometers an hour is not bad at all. We're gonna overtake one more last time. Oh my god, the pole is still there. The pole is absolutely crazy still. I know it has 650 horsepower, but still, I can't get over it. 2.6 tons, and this thing is reacting absolutely crazy, even at high speeds. Hey Naomi, put the car in comfort mode. Okay, now we're in comfort mode, and you can instantly feel how the suspension and steering changes. That was a pretty instant change. It's still enough power to overpull if needed, but the car drives now way more relaxing than you would do it in Sports Plus mode. It also has several assistance systems on board, such as lane assist, adaptive cruise control obviously, and due to all the sensors and cameras you have, the car has a really good idea of the surroundings. Me personally, I'm more like my own drivers, so I prefer it like this. But overall, a really good and smooth ride. Hey Naomi,
Hi there.
how's the weather in Hamburg today?
The weather in Hamburg today will be mostly sunny, with a minimum temperature of 16 degrees and maximum temperature of 26 degrees.
That's pretty good. In case you didn't hear it, I asked her a temperature in Hamburg and she instantly showed me all the valuable data. Hey Naomi,
Hey.
turn the volume up.
Okay.
Naomi. Hey Naomi,
Hello.
how's the weather in Amsterdam?
The weather in Amsterdam today will be cloudy, with a minimum temperature of 14 degrees and maximum temperature of 21 degrees.
Okay, so that worked very well. Sorry, I put her a bit loud. I put her on maximum. I wanted to see how loud she is then. Hey Naomi,
Hello.
turn down the volume.
Okay.
Good, I put it on half now. Also, if you hear this little sound, hey Naomi,
Hey.
deactivate air conditioning.
The front car's automatic cooling and heating control is off.
Good. One more thing, if you hear a little like musical voice or like I can't really describe it right now, at low speeds, that's for that's basically for pedestrian protection. If you are parking out and nobody's hearing it or something, so they have an actual visual sound, so you're not endangering somebody, which is a good idea. I like it. You don't hear that once you're driving faster, because then the wind noises are louder than it is and the system is off, but it's still really good to have. Really smooth ride. When it comes to lighting, we can't really test that besides the ambient light inside, which looks really good. Hey Naomi,
I am here.
put the ambient light on red.
I'm still learning how to control the ambient lighting. Please operate on the screen.
Ah, she can't do that actually yet. I need to change it manually. But that's fine. Under lights you can find it. Let's go with red. I love red. Yeah, it looks pretty good. But I'm gonna put it back to pink, to purple. We're gonna keep an eye on the consumption now that we're driving slowly into the city again, so we have an idea how much we consume on the city. But I was quite happy with the 22 to 23 kilowatts we had on the highway, especially considering we were accelerating quite a bit and deaccelerating. But if you're holding it to 120 to 130 kilometers, you're not too bad with 23 to 24 kilowatts. Again, it's a really big car that gives a toll obviously on the consumption. So really, really good value. Now the last part of the trip will be in towards the city, and then we have an idea what we really need in the city. If I could summarize this car in 3 main points, it is luxurious, it is big, and it's fast. It is really, really fast. It stops at 200 kilometers an hour. It's limited to it. That's what a lot of EVs have. But the acceleration towards it is really, really fast. You can literally feel the 653 horsepower. The whole material, once more, super solid. You got so many spaces. You got also a boot below here where you can put stuff, charge stuff. You have USB-C ports there. Wireless charging. Like with this wireless charging port in front, you can charge up to 4 phones wireless. So everybody who's gonna join the car besides the last 2 could charge their phones. One more time to the suspension. Again, air suspension, super comfortable, super relaxing. If I would go to compare it, I would compare it to my experience with Mercedes. When it comes to suspension levels, it is really super smooth. If you just want to relax and want to arrive super calmly at a place, you can do it. If you want to go the sport mode and go super fast, you can do it. So the world between driving super relaxed and actually decently fast is there. And what else is the whole possibilities of this car. I have only tested it now for roughly 2 hours ish, but there's so many things you can do it with it. The navigation works really fast. The controls, even if you don't find something here, you can use the voice control. And again, for the most important buttons that you use for the daily drive, you have physical buttons. The whole combination of this gives a really solid package, and I can't get over how good the suspension is, guys. Sorry, it's so smooth, but at the same time, if you switch it to sport, it is super, and it feels really good to control. Like, you don't feel as big as you are. If you see this 5 meter long and 2 meters wide car from the outside, you're thinking to yourself, that is an absolute massive vehicle. But once you're driving it, the handling, it doesn't feel like it's a 2.6 ton monster. It feels from the handling point way smaller than it is, and the suspension makes great work of that. Now in the city it's showing me 12 kilowatt. Let's actually see. Hey Nomi,
I am here.
show me the consumption.
On this page, you can find some energy consumption info. Just swipe right or left. For the consumption curve, you can also switch between the tabs 10 kilometers and 100 kilometers.
Good. On the last 10 kilometers, right now it's showing me 16.5 kilowatts per hour. That's pretty darn good. On 100 kilometers, obviously. We'll see. We'll let it open now. We'll see how much we can lower it. And now just enjoy this smooth ride. Hey Nomi.
Hi there.
Activate massage.
Okay.
Sorry for the beeping sounds. That was the lane assist. That showed me I was touching the line. Which you can also turn off, obviously. I just had to go a bit to the left because the parking cars were quite a bit over on the road, so I had to drive a bit more to the right, left. Oh, and the massage is really good, guys. I activated the massage seats now, and I must say, it does feel pretty good. That's something I would miss in my Golf, having the massage seat. Hey Nomi,
Yes?
show me the lane assist.
Unfortunately, I don't have the answer to your question now.
Oh.
Please check the user manual.
Okay,
Hope you-
that's something she cannot show me right now, but we should be able to see it here on driver's assistant. Yeah. There you have all the warnings and stuff you can put on and off. Lane departure warning and assist. Good. Guys, we'll see us once we're more in the city again to an update on the consumption. Good. Welcome back, guys. We are further in the city right now and we are looking at the consumption graph and we got it down to 13.3 kilowatt hours on 100 kilometers. That is an insanely good value. That's an insanely good value. 13.4 kilowatt hours on 100 kilometers. So you can reach the VLPTP value of 510 kilometers definitely in the city. That is very, very good. It works very efficient for such a big car. Also, due to the sensors, and again, seeing in my display and in the head-up display the information, how fast I can drive, how many cars are next to me, how far away, and so on. That's really, really, really good. Overall, really, really solid system. I do like the look of this car. Personally, I would, in my personal opinion, I would probably rather go with a Nio ET5 or ET7. I do like sedans more from the look, but what Nio created here, especially for people who are into SUVs, is an absolute amazing product. Acceleration, comfort level, space, and even the charge capacity is really, really good. Again, 20 or 25, I'm not sure if it's 20 or 25 minutes now, from 10 to 80% battery charging is also a fantastic value. I think the peak is just over 200-ish kilowatts of charging, which is really, really, really good. Also, despite being such a massive car and in pretty dense traffic, it does feel pretty decent. Right now, he blinked because somebody didn't want to let me in. Perfectly fine, and I could see the distances. If you don't like all these beeping noises once more, you can turn them off. Super easy, it's not hard. I do like it right now though, because driving such a car, especially when you're not used to it, is pretty good. And again, I'll keep you updated on the consumption. We still need to drive roughly 8 kilometers, and I'll see you then once we are at the finish. Thank you so much, by the way. If you liked what you've seen and you want to see more reviews in the future, maybe even a different Nio product if possible, be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It would really help me out a ton, and thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in a bit. So guys, we are nearly at the Nio store back. Before I want to finish, quit the video, we're gonna look at the consumption. I put Nio Naomi already on German, so do not wonder what I say now. Hey Naomi,
Hallo.
zeige mir die Verbrauchsdaten.
Auf dieser Seite findest du Infos zum Beispiel.
And we ended up with
Wisch einfach nach
14.2 kilowatt hours
Verbrauchskurve kannst du auch
of
zwischen
consumption,
10 Kilometer und 100
which is a really good
wechseln.
value and definitely means you could drive in the city over 500 kilometers for such a massive car. Now we're gonna go to the summary and I'll see you then, boys. So, after finishing everything, the whole driving journey and so on, all I gotta say now is Nio has outdone themselves. It's an absolutely amazing, comfortable, we're just gonna take one last look in it, 6-seated SUV. You got enormous space, luxury features. The headroom is really good for the first 4 seats, and even in the back for children, it's perfectly viable and good. 653 horsepower, decent range, being able to use the battery swap system if you go for the battery renting, and a Go SUV. Personally, for me, once more to summarize it, the price is pretty high with 82,000, but if you consider what you are getting with this car, it is definitely worth it. You have amazing luxury, you have one of the best suspensions I've ever sat in, good quality, interior quality, decent infotainment system, a lot of space, and in general, a fun to drive vehicle, comfortable, space, and really personally I'm more of a sedan type, but what they have created there is a great car. Definitely tell you, go check out the Nio EL at their stores and have a good time, and bye bye guys. Thank you so much. If you like the video, subscribe. See you then. One last thing before I forget it, I also wanted to show you the cameras of the car, and where you can click, you can see different views. You can see you have an absolutely insane parking system and camera system. You can see the side of the car, the front, the back, all in pretty good quality, and that's absolutely amazing. Bye bye guys.